This is from September 1st, 2007. I had a dream last night, a weird, freaky dream. I dreamt I was having a party. There was a girl at the party that gave me a wrong vibe. So someone whispered to me, if you get in the pool and look at her from inside the water, you will see her true self. I got in the pool and looked and discovered she was a demon. So I took her by the ear and took her away from everybody else to keep them safe. I sat her down in my bedroom, and then a woman dressed in a little teddy type thing came and laid on my bed. She had 3 cigarettes in one hand. She looked at me and said, "You've been neglecting me." Then I was lying on the bed next to her, and my mind started to fill with all the things I could do to her. While the thoughts were coming to my head, the demon girl sprouted a penis, and it started to get hard, and she was grinning. All of a sudden, I heard something in the other room. The party sounded like it was getting out of hand, so I got up and went to the other room and told everybody to get out. The party was over. Get out. Then I woke up. Last night, I walked over to a lady in this complex. I met her apartment. She has a man living with her, but she made it a point to tell me how sexy she thinks I am. I never indulge her on that subject, but I never rebuked her either. I wanted a cigarette, and I knew she smoked. I'm trying with everything in me not to be anxious about our situation, but sometimes I just don't know what to do with myself. That was how I was feeling last night. I figured a cigarette would take the edge off. Anyway, of course, she had a cigarette and some VSOP brandy. I drank a little till I got a buzz and then left. She brought up her attraction briefly, and I just let it go. I believe the dream was my spirit letting me know that the spirit of lust or homosexuality that is on her maybe summoned the demon of homosexuality that used to be in me. And all those party guests were the demons that it was going to bring in with it if I let that thing back in. Okay, so that dream was crazy, right? But I totally believe my take on the dream at that time is still valid. A couple of things that I want to point out. I was going through a trial of my faith at that time, and I was anxious. And like I said, I just wanted a cigarette because I thought that a cigarette would take the edge off, right? But look at how the cigarette was like the bait on the fisherman's hook, on, to get me to come over and have anything to do with that chick, have some kind of dealings with her, like to be sitting in her presence, to get me around her. That was like, that was the lure. But the greater temptation that was lurking, there was a demon behind the whole interaction. There was some demon spirit that was in her that was trying to get me to take the plunge into that big sin again. And all those demons, those party guests, like it was a big party. Like there was more than like 20 people at this party. Like this party was, it was packed out, and it was, you know, it was live. Everybody was dancing, everybody was jamming and all that kind of stuff. Like the party was going on and it was packed. And so all those demons were just waiting, hanging around, waiting to see if I would take the bait, if I would open that door and let that demon of homosexuality get back in me, or if I would have committed that sin. Because you could say whatever you want, you know, but you could classify it as sex outside of marriage, you know, homosexuality, whatever. All the way around, it was wrong. Okay? And I'm saying that because, you know, some people are homosexual and they want to argue you down or whatever. It's still unwed sex. So it's still a sin. However you want to cut it, however you want to slice it, it would have opened the door for all those other demons to get inside of me, not just the one that was hoping to get back into me. All of those demons. And the lure, the bait was a daggone cigarette. I just really want to magnify that point, that a lot of times it's not the cigarette that's so bad, or it's not the herb or the weed that's so bad, or it might not be the beer or the alcohol that's so bad. It's the person that you put up with or the person that you get in their company to have access to that thing is the problem. Because it really might be a setup to get you in the company of somebody that is occupied by an unclean spirit. Some unclean spirit has total and free access to that person. And to get you to come around, oh yeah, bud, I got a cigarette for you. Here you go. No problem, man. Anytime. Come on back. Oh hey man, we got a couple beers over here. Come on over and you know, chop it up with us. Chopping it up, for those of you who don't understand, is slang for, you know, just talking, chopping it up, like, you know, having a conversation, or chops, you know, you get it. But yeah, oh man, hey, I got some good chiba. You want to smoke? It's a lure. It's a lure. You might be looking at, oh, you know, this isn't something that, it's not like I'm going to go get addicted to that. I just want one cigarette right now just to take the edge off. Like in my situation, at that time, I was facing some hard financial problems and I was anxious. I was praying. I was doing everything that I knew to do as far as God was concerned, asking for guidance, and He was not giving it to me. He told me to rest in His love, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how to do that. I was like, Jesus, these bills need to get paid. What are you talking about? Rest, make me understand. I don't know what you mean. Where am I going to get this money from? You know? I was looking for guidance and everything, and I didn't understand what God was telling me. And so I have watched like people get lured into bad relationships behind weed, like willing to hang out with anybody and everybody. You know, all they have to do is offer them some weed, and boom, it's like they get pulled around by the nose. And so it's like, oh, the enemy look at you and be like, oh, it's that easy? All I gotta do is offer them some weed, and they'll get in the car. They'll go with them to someplace they don't even know. I can get them all the way away from all their people. All I gotta do is tell them it's a party over here. And I'm not saying every interaction is like that, but what I am saying is this is an example. This was a real life example of how the enemy was trying to lure me to get me to sin. And if I had sinned, you know, if I had taken that girl up on her propositions, and had sex with her, that would have opened the door to all of those unclean spirits coming into me. And I would have had a much harder battle to fight beyond the financial troubles. I would have had to get all them unclean spirits out of me. And who knows what that would have led to? Who knows what that would have led to? I don't know. But anyway, I hope that the information, let me see, I hope you found something valuable in it. You know, maybe reflect on it. Be blessed.